All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Determine on which time zone you may be in right now. But I'm really excited to be having this conversation with you. I believe that I'm going to add some value to your business. Today, I want to talk to you about a couple of details that are of huge importance to you having success, not just short term, but long term. I want you to know that this is a business where the success that you have can predicate and determine the outcome of so many that are going to follow you into this business now and even years from now. It has a lot to do with creating a success story. See, we're in the business of learning how to create a success story for ourselves, not a huge one, just a success story for ourselves. Because once we understand the philosophy, the psychology, the steps, and the system of creating a success story for ourselves, we can now duplicate that process into other people. And I want you to know something. Good or bad, everything duplicates. Meaning, we're sending out these videos to you to help you kickstart your business. And it's not just for you, because if you follow these steps and you understand that these videos are a part of the steps, then you can now duplicate that process and give it to someone else. All I'm doing here is simplifying the business, allowing you to streamline it and get closer to your result sooner than later. So I hope that you're finding this video within your first 24 to 48 hours of listening, getting started in the business. And if you're not, then hit the reset button, even if you're your third or fourth day, and get to work immediately following these footsteps and having the mindset that I'm trying to give you to allow you to have success in your business and to create a success story. Number one, what's the point of creating a success story? See, the reason we want to create a success story is because people around us, people who we are have relationships with, that we may have influence with on any level, high or low, are going to be looking to see what we've done. Imagine this. Getting started in a business, letting someone know that you started in a business, and a week later, them asking you, how's it going? And you have to say what? Literally, what are you going to say? See, the reality is this. If you have something good to say, they're going to be more intrigued. They're going to pay more attention. If you have nothing to say, well, guess what? Now it's going to fall by the wayside, and they're going to just think, oh, this is just something that they were doing. So what are the couple of things and tips I can give you to help this business move along quicker for you? Is number one, you having success is going to empower you, but it's also going to give you the energy, the wisdom, and the systematic approach to empower those who you want to help. See, I love this business because this is a business that has a unique system and a platform in place that allows you not just to benefit, but allows you to empower others to be able to benefit as well. Well, let me ask you something. If you're not headed up the right trail and you're a tour guide, if you're not headed up the right trail, how can you help others go up the right trail? Now, in this case, it just happens to be financially. The first position in a company where you can receive income is called CQ. Very simple position. That is called customer qualified. It's on the compensation plan and it's in every single training that we have. Customer qualified is simply a handful of services you are internally allowed to, within your household, to acquire these customers. Now, how long should that take? Let's think about that for a second. It's only a few at the maximum from getting started. That should be completed within a few hours. And I want you to understand that you can trigger money within a few hours of getting started in this business if you do the right things, if you take the right steps. How empowering that is for you to, number one, to be able to have that as a success story. I got started in the business and I was profitable within a few hours. I have money hitting my direct deposit within this amount of time. That's huge. Imagine creating a story and a philosophy and a belief and a culture within your business of people who get in the business that are profitable within their first few hours, within their first 24 hours, within their first 48 hours of the business. I want you to think about that. See, now what's the next step? To look at the immediate next bonus to find out what it's going to take to trigger another direct deposit, so on and so forth. You want to continue that process as many times throughout your first 30 days in that calendar month, because that is the success story that you can create. See, right now I game plan with one of the gentlemen on my team. Right now, based on what he's been able to do in a short amount of time, he's in position to earn $2,000 in bonuses. Now, how exciting would that gentleman's success story be to be able to say, you know what, within my first 2 weeks, I made $2,000 profitable outside of my job, outside of my business, outside of my home life, being a husband, outside of all these different things. I was able to make $2,000 part-time on the side in my business that ultimately I believe will replace my full-time job. How exciting would that be? Okay, now next thing. The next thing is this. If you can do this process for yourself, how easily would you be able to identify by someone's actions, habits? Would you be able to identify someone who you can help do that also? Imagine just you getting started in a business, making $500 in your first week. Understanding that process, now being able to go out and duplicate that process with 5 other people. How empowering is that for your organization? How empowering is that when people question you and you say, well, you know, actually, I've been able to accumulate and make $500 within my first week, and I've also been able to help 5 people do the exact same thing within their first week. Do you want to get started with us or not? Versus the other side of it, the polar opposite of it. Well, you know, we've been in for a week. We've been in for 2 weeks. I've been so busy with life, with everything that's been going on, that I haven't really been able to pay attention to the business. How exciting is that for the person that's listening to it? You know, and I want you to know something. See, your success story in that first few days, if you were to share the business with me and told me that, hey, you were able to be profitable and be able to help a handful of other people do the same thing, I'm in. I don't even care what the business is. I don't really care what we're selling at that point. I don't care what we're offering. See, the fact that we offer services, that there's residual income, that's the bonus of it. See, because a lot of people are doing network marketing companies right now. We just happen to have the best one that pays out the purest form of long-term residual income. We have something that is so valuable with the timing of everything that's going on. The recruiting pool is absolutely going to increase over time because what? Because there are people who are looking for more than they ever have. There are people who are looking to work from home. There are people who are looking to take financial control. There are people who are looking to not have their income attached to their hourly, but rather their performance. And we have that in place right here. What else do we have? Well, we have Zoom calls. We have trainings pretty much 7 days a week. Well, how do those help me? Well, you might be upset. Well, there's all these different trainings. I can't make them all. They're not designed for you to make them all. They're designed for you to be able to pick a training at different times and to plug into. Why? Because we're making them available for everyone. See, we understand that everyone has all these different things in play in their life before they found this business. Before they came home to the bakery, we knew that you had all these different things in place. Well, guess what? We have all these trainings at different times to allow anyone and everyone, no matter what your schedule is, to be able to plug in, to be able to go back and find the recording. See, we have our chats in place. Chime in on the chat. Play team. When you're log in, if you look around, you'll see people announce when we plug into different calls and different environments and different trainings, people will announce our team. Adjust your name on your Zoom. Represent the team. Be a part of what we're doing. Be a part of the culture. See, this is not a thing where you do things when you get ready. Do things right now so the people who come after you will have a good example. I want you to know something. See, getting on these calls are so imperative. They're so crucial. Well, why is that? Well, I got stuff to do. I understand that you have stuff to do, but I want you to know that if you want to have more time to do the things that you want, plug in and pay the price now. We have calls on how to get a customer, advanced customer acquisition, how to present the business, compensation plan, full training. Everything's in place and the business is virtual. So there's no excuse. You can literally grab a recording from your home at the time that you want to do it whenever you want to. See, it's all about effort. We're not putting all these things out there because it doesn't work. But even though we're putting all these things out there, there's a number, there's a ratio. There's a ratio of people who will plug into the training and have success. There are people who will plug into the training but not apply it and not have any success. And then there's a ratio of people that will plug into the training and plug others into the training as well, build a team, thrive, and the system will work and it will duplicate for you. Which one do you want to be? See, this is a business where I want you to think about this. Once you get your team started, if you can't plug into a particular call or a particular training, but the people in your team are hungry, it's there for them. That's what this business is about. It's about being able to have the leverage, being able to have the freedom, being able to have the system that is put in place to be able to work for you, to benefit you. So you don't have to be there all the time. You don't have to be present all the time. See, right now at your job, you have to be present every single time, every single hour. At your business, you have to be there every single moment in order for it to be financially beneficial, for you to be the financial beneficiary. Here we have a system in place where you're able to receive time and money together through a system. You just have to pay up front. Imagine that it's like a deposit on a house. Imagine your dream house. You're going to put a deposit on it one day. This is just your deposit. It's just your deposit. Company takes care of all the operating costs. Company is completely vulnerable. Company takes care of all the billing, all the customer service. All you have to do is plug into the service, learn it, make money, and duplicate that process. We will help you do that. So if you're not customer qualified, I suggest you get it done in your first 24 hours. Whether you do it or not is huge. If you haven't been profitable in your first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, take the time right now. Take the action. A lot of you might say, well, I didn't have somebody walk me through it. Guess what? Everything's in place. The training's in place. Take advantage of the system. This business is excuseless. See, there are two types of people. There are people who get it done, and there are people who make excuses. Your resume, your life resume, your resume as a business person, your resume as a person starts every single morning when you wake up. My question is, what are you doing today? What are you going to do today so people know that you're serious about who you said you were? Anyways, that's my time. I hope you got something out of this. Apply this training. And guess what? You're able to share this with the people in your organization. I believe this is the fifth training that I have done and put together for every single one of you to have a profitable business, to not have to have this conversation, and to get your team on the same page as you, the same page as the system, and more importantly, the same page as the company. That's my time. Mr. Brian Baker signing off. Take care. Enjoy your weekend, but make the most of this business. Residual income is everything.